Yeah, Norwest is a great club. My sister plays down there and I've been down there a few times, and it's just a great atmosphere. Is coming up from the first division as well into the Premier League will be a big step up, but it'll be a challenge which I'll enjoy, and yeah, I think I'll find it exciting.
What are you looking forward to the most for the season in 2015?
Probably playing the top teams, seeing if we can get some points out of them. I think Norwest will be a bit of a surprise to some of the teams. I think we'll do okay.
And what are Norwest doing to prepare for the step up from Division 1 to Premier League?
I think at the moment we've got fantastic young players coming through the club. It's great that we've got the pedigree of Erin coming through, which is hopefully going to attract players to come and join Norwest. But we've had a really good mix of young youth coming through and older players already, and that's been really good to help the young girls as they progress and step up. And if we can keep that mixture of players coming through for next year, they'll hold us in good stead as we push on into the Prems.
Cool. So with the Ferns games coming up, playing France and then playing Norway, what are you looking forward to, and what are you hoping to get out of those games?
Well, obviously we want to get the win. Both those teams are in the top 10 rankings, so it would be great to get some points off them. And this year we've been progressing quite well. We've been working on little things to try and get to where we want to be for the World Cup and the Olympics coming up. So get a win off them would be the best.
So playing for Northern Football's Women's League team, playing for Glenfield Rovers for your club football, and then playing for the Ferns, you must have you've got teammates who you play with and against. So what do you enjoy positive rivalries with your opponents and then when they're your teammates?
Yeah, in those types of games I tend to just switch off and try not to talk to them until after the game. You've got to have one focus in mind when you're playing in those types of games, and that's to win and play for your team.
Mm-hmm. Do you reflect and draw lessons after each game that you play?
Yeah, I'll look back on my game, and obviously the first thing I'll pick out is things I did badly, and I'll look to work on them in upcoming trainings, and even after trainings I'll look to reflect on them as well and just see what I can do to be better at something.
What areas of development do you focus on between games?
In between games we'll tend to shift on from the games that we've just played and start focusing on the teams that are coming up. If we have a tour or a tournament, our trainings will be specified around those teams. We'll be looking to see what their strengths are and how we can adapt to playing against them to get the best out of our performances.
Well, and do you think that sport is good preparation for life?
Yeah, definitely. As the kids are growing up, if they're trying to progress through the levels, they're going to deal with disappointment and things which are going to try and knock them back. Things like dealing with injuries and disappointment. Kids are constantly trialling for school teams and club teams, federation. They have to be prepared to deal with the disappointment of not making those teams, and it's all good character building. So what's their attitude, their reaction to not quite making something of it? Is it going to strive them to get better and improve, or is it going to affect them and almost give up? And that's the same in life in general, not just on the football field. So definitely good character building skills.
What advice would you give to our young up and coming girls?
My advice would be just to be dedicated to what you do, whether it's football or other aspects of life. At the time that you're doing it, put 100% effort in. You've got to have passion for the game and love what you're doing, and just train hard, train as you play, and just enjoy it.
What has been the biggest challenge so far in your career?
The biggest challenge for me would probably be not being selected. So I made the under-17s wider squad a few years back, and I didn't make the squad for the World Cup. But I just kept working hard, and then I eventually pushed my way into the 20s, where I was about 5th choice keeper. And I kept working hard, and I eventually took number 1 spot. I then progressed my way into the Ferns, which was another level up, and it was very challenging.
So what has been the highlight of your career so far?
That would be playing in the US against the national team. They're ranked number 1 in the world. It was in Ohio at Columbus Crew Stadium, and I think there was about 20,000 people in the crowd, so the atmosphere was amazing. And I saved a penalty from Eddie Wambach, which is probably the highlight of my career so far.
What are you doing to prepare for the 2015 season?
There's a lot of work involved just to get us up to the next level. Looking forward to pre-season and working with all the girls, getting our current team back together again, and then interested to see what players are going to be coming to have a look at the club in pre-season, which will be early February. Be good to work with obviously an international player, so it'll be a good challenge from a coaching point of view. And just it's almost you almost miss the game at the moment, not taking your team, so it's very enjoyable. So I look forward to getting back on the field with the girls again in 2015.